A wonderful piece of nature, just 10 minutes by metro from the center of Stockholm. I was truly surprised that I could enjoy views of pine forest among rocky hills, which I love so much in Karelia, and on the shores of the White Sea, right in the capital of Sweden. My journey consisted of 4 stages, which I will show you now. Last week I was here for a scientific event that took place partly at Stockholm University. If you look at the map, you'll see that the university is surrounded by a large park located in the northern part of Stockholm. I had several hours before the event started, and I decided not to hang around in the city, but to arrive at the university earlier to explore the surroundings. The first thing I did was peek into this small forest, and from the first seconds, it became clear that the forest is pleasant for walking. Although it might seem ordinary, but I haven't left northern Germany for a long time, so I missed such forests and enjoyed the walk. Despite it being spring now, there are quite a lot of coniferous trees in the forest, which makes the walk much more inspiring than walking through a bare deciduous forest in winter. Mosses and stones add to the good mood, and you feel the approach of spring. By the way, the absence of greenery makes it easier to notice wildlife. For example, here I met several deer walking through the forest. In general, even such a tiny forest, starting literally right at the walls of Stockholm University, is worth taking at least 10 minutes to walk through. Satisfied with this sample, I went in search of the next forest to the northeast of the university, in the direction of the Lilla Värtan strait. As I hoped, this forest turned out to be even better and more pleasant for walks. Of course, it is larger and located near water, which adds to its recreational appeal. This place already looks more like a real forest park, but of course there are many roads and small paths. There are also places for making fires. Many benches are placed along the entire shore, and they try to integrate them into nature as much as possible. At the end of March, as you can see, there aren't many people here. I don't know how crowded it is in summer. The descent to the water is convenient, and it's also comfortable to walk along the shore. In addition, there are even areas with a beach. By the way, here I first saw such places with automated kayak rental through an application. Unfortunately, they don't work at this time of year, but it seems that from the end of April, you can rent a kayak and ride on the water. Paddles and life jackets are stored inside the kayak. Overall, it was a very pleasant walk on this day, except for the constant noise from the highway, which greatly interferes with enjoying birdsong and forest sounds. The next day, I decided to continue exploring the surroundings. I got up early in the morning before the first event and decided to take a walk in the other direction from the university metro station. I walked under the highway and over the railway tracks, and in 5 minutes I found myself in a place that truly charged me with the Karelian mood of the White Sea landscapes. Of course, such landscapes can be found in many places in Northern Europe. These are just my personal associations. Here you will find a coniferous forest among bare rocks, partially covered with moss, and perhaps this was the best place to my taste that I visited on this trip. The last part of my journey consisted of walking further to the southeast. I crossed the highway again and again entered a park area. Unfortunately, as you can see, people don't always behave with love for nature and others. It was unpleasant to come across this dump, but I quickly left this place and entered a clean forest. Here, as you can see, there are no more of my favorite bare rocks. This is already a fairly standard park with mixed forest. I wouldn't say I didn't like it here, but it already looks more like a standard park that can be found in other cities. I walked a little and returned to work. Well, I hope this video will help someone who, like me, plans to visit Stockholm University and is thinking about walking around the surroundings.